Every day, millions of traders open their charts with one thing on their mind: profit. They have spent hours studying strategies. They have paid for courses. They have the indicators, the setups, the alerts all configured perfectly. And yet, by the end of the week, most of them are down. Not by a little, sometimes by a lot. So what is going wrong? It is not their strategy. It is not the market. It is not bad luck. It is one missing skill, a skill so overlooked that most traders do not even know it exists. But every single millionaire trader you have ever heard of has it. It is the foundation of every profitable trading career. And without it, every strategy you learn, every indicator you add, every course you buy, will eventually fail you. Today, we are going to talk about that skill, what it is, why most traders never develop it, and exactly how you can build it, starting right now. Because once you understand this, the way you look at trading will never be the same again. Stay with me. This one is going to change everything. Let me paint you a picture. And I want you to be honest with yourself as I describe this. You sit down at your desk. Charts are open. You have your setup in mind. You tell yourself, today, I am going to be disciplined. Today I am going to wait for the right entry. No impulsive trades, no chasing. Just clean, calculated execution. And then it starts. A candle closes bullish. Then another. Price is moving. Your heart rate climbs. Your finger is already hovering over the buy button. You think, what if I miss this move? What if this is the one? So you enter, not because your setup confirmed, not because your plan said so, but because waiting felt unbearable. And the moment you enter, the market reverses. Price moves against you. Slowly at first, then sharply. You stare at the screen, hoping it comes back. It does not. You close the trade at a loss, frustrated, defeated, and then, just to make it worse, the market reverses again and goes exactly where you originally thought it would go, without you. So what do? You chase it. You enter again, this time with a bigger position to recover what you just lost. No plan, no confirmation, just desperation. And that trade fails too. This is not a bad day. This is a pattern, and it has a name. It is called the impatient cycle. Enter too early. Exit too soon. Revenge trade. Repeat. And every single loop of that cycle costs you money, costs you confidence, and costs you time. Here is the hard truth. The market is not beating you. You are beating yourself. Every impulsive click, every premature entry, every panic exit, that is not the market's fault. That is your brain working exactly the way it was designed to work. Fast, reactive, reward-seeking. Your brain wants results now. It cannot tolerate uncertainty. It would rather take a bad trade than sit in discomfort doing nothing. And in real life, that instinct is useful. But in trading, that same instinct is the reason most accounts go to zero. Because the market does not reward speed. It does not reward effort. It does not reward how many hours you sat at the screen. It rewards one thing and one thing only: discipline. And discipline begins with understanding exactly why your own mind is working against you every single time you open a chart. So now you understand the pattern. You have seen it play out. Maybe you have lived it yourself more times than you want to admit. But here is the question nobody actually answers. Why does this keep happening? You know better. You have read the books. You have watched the videos. You understand the theory. And yet the moment you sit in front of a live chart with real money on the line, everything you know disappears. The plan goes out the window. The rules get broken, and you are back in the same cycle again. This is not a discipline problem. This is a biology problem. Your brain has a system built deep inside it called the reward system. And at the center of that system is a chemical called dopamine. Dopamine is released not when you actually win, but when you anticipate winning. The moment you see a candle moving in your direction, your brain floods with dopamine. It feels exciting. It feels urgent. It screams, act now or miss out. And that feeling is powerful. It overrides logic. It overrides your trading plan. It overrides everything you told yourself you would do before the market opened. This is the same mechanism behind checking your phone every 5 minutes, behind gambling, behind every impulsive decision you have ever made. Your brain is chasing the feeling of a potential reward, and it wants that feeling right now. Not after a carefully planned setup confirms over the next 3 candles. But that is not even the full picture. There is a second force working against you. It is called loss aversion. Studies in behavioral psychology have consistently shown that the pain of losing money is psychologically twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining the same amount. This means when a trade goes against you, your brain enters a mild state of panic. Rational thinking slows down. Emotional responses take over. And instead of following your plan, you react. You freeze. You exit too early, or you hold too long, hoping the market turns around because closing the trade means admitting the loss is real. And here is where it gets worse. When you take an impulsive trade and it accidentally wins, your brain registers that as a reward. It does not care that you broke every rule in your plan. It only remembers that the action felt good and produced a result, so it pushes you to do it again and again. Until eventually that same impulsive behavior produces a loss so large it wipes out every accidental win you ever had. This is why knowledge alone is never enough in trading. You can know exactly what to do and still fail, because your brain is running a completely different program underneath. One that was never designed for financial markets. One that prioritizes speed, comfort, and instant reward over patience, process, and long-term consistency. And until you understand that, you will keep fighting your own mind every single time you trade. So your strategy is not the problem. Your analysis is not the problem. Your broker is not the problem. Your own brain chemistry is working against you every single time you open a chart. And now that you understand why, it is time to talk about the one skill that fixes all of it. Not an indicator, not a new strategy, not a more expensive course. One skill. And that skill is patience. Now, before you roll your eyes and click away, hear me out. Because the patience I am talking about is nothing like what you have been told before. This is not the generic advice of, just wait for the right setup. This is not a motivational reminder to calm down. What I am describing is a specific, trainable, and measurable mental skill that the most consistently profitable traders in the world have spent years deliberately building. Let me explain exactly what it looks like in practice. Millionaire traders do not sit at their charts hoping something good will happen. They do not browse price action looking for any reason to enter a trade. They arrive at their desk with a plan that is already written, a plan that defines precisely the exact conditions required before any trade is taken, and until every single one of those conditions is met, they do nothing, completely and deliberately. Nothing. That is not weakness. That is not laziness. That is the most disciplined and aggressive stance you can take against a market that is specifically designed to trigger your impulses. Think of it this way. A surgeon does not pick up a scalpel the moment a patient walks into the room. They assess. They prepare. They wait until every condition is right. And only then do they act, with full precision and zero hesitation. That is exactly how elite traders approach every single session. They are not trying to catch every move. They are waiting for their move, the one their plan identified, the one where the risk is defined, the probability is in their favor, and the setup is clean. And if that move does not appear today, they close the laptop and walk away without a single trade placed, without guilt, without frustration, because they understand that not trading is also a decision. And sometimes it is the most profitable decision you can make. Here is what makes this skill so powerful. Patience does not just improve your entries, it improves everything. It reduces your losses because you stop taking bad trades. It improves your risk management because you are no longer overtrading. It strengthens your confidence because you are following a process you trust. And over time, it compounds. Every session you execute with patience builds the habit deeper into your psychology until waiting for the right setup becomes as natural as breathing. This is the skill that separates the traders who last from the traders who quit, and the best part, it can be learned, starting right now. Now that you understand what strategic patience actually is, it is time to break down exactly how elite traders apply it every single day. Because patience without structure is just waiting, and waiting without purpose will not make you a better trader. What you need are principles, specific mental frameworks that give your patience direction, intention, and power. And there are 3 of them. The first principle is this: the market owes you nothing. This sounds simple, but most traders never truly internalize it. Every time you sit down at your charts with the expectation of making money today, you are already in the wrong mindset. You are trading from need instead of trading from logic. And the moment emotion enters a trade, the quality of that trade drops immediately. Millionaire traders approach every session with complete neutrality. They are not there to get paid, they are there to execute correctly. If the market rewards that execution, great. If it does not, they accept it and move on. No frustration, no entitlement, just process. Because the market does not care about your bills, your goals, or your expectations. It only reflects the collective behavior of every participant in it. And the sooner you stop expecting it to give you something and start focusing on executing your plan precisely, the sooner your results will begin to change. The second principle is equally non-negotiable. No setup means no trade. Every consistently profitable trader has a clearly defined set of entry conditions written out before the market opens, not in their head, written down. And those conditions must be fully met before a single position is opened. Not partially met, not almost there. Fully met. Because partial setups are how impatient traders justify bad entries. They see 2 out of 3 conditions and tell themselves it is close enough. It is never close enough. A trade taken outside your defined setup is not trading. It is gambling with extra steps. And the discipline to sit on your hands when the setup is not there is what protects your account on the days the market is not giving you anything clean to work with. The third principle is the one that will protect your mental health more than anything else in trading. Detach completely from the outcome of any individual trade. One trade tells you nothing. One trade is completely meaningless in the context of a long-term trading career. What matters is not whether this trade wins or loses. What matters is whether you followed your rules precisely. Because a losing trade taken correctly is a success, and a winning trade taken impulsively is a warning sign. Results will always fluctuate. Process is what you can control, and when you shift your focus entirely from outcome to execution, the emotional pressure of trading drops significantly. Your decision-making becomes clearer and your consistency over time becomes something you can actually build on. I want you to meet 2 traders. They wake up at the same time, they open the same platform, they look at the same charts, they have access to the same market, the same price levels, the same information. On paper, they are equal. But by the end of the week, one of them is profitable and the other is not. And the difference between them has nothing to do with intelligence, experience, or strategy. Let me show you exactly what separates them. Trader A sits down and immediately starts scanning for opportunities. Price moves slightly in one direction, and he is already interested. Another candle closes and he is convinced. He enters the trade without waiting for full confirmation because the move looks strong and he does not want to miss it. The trade goes against him almost immediately. He watches it. He waits. He tells himself it will come back. It does not. He closes it at a loss. Frustrated, he opens another position to recover what he just lost. That one fails too. By midday, he has placed 6 trades. None of them were in his original plan. His account is down. His confidence is lower. And he ends the session feeling like the market is working against him personally. Tomorrow he will do the same thing again. Now look at Trader B. Trader B sits down with a plan he wrote the night before. He knows exactly what he is looking for. He knows the price level, the confirmation signal, and the exact conditions that must be present before he touches the keyboard. The market opens. Price moves around. Trader A is already 3 trades deep. Trader B has not moved. He watches calmly as the market tests different levels. An hour passes. Nothing meets his criteria. He does not force anything. He does not get bored and start looking for alternative entries. He simply waits. Then, midway through the session, the market delivers exactly what his plan described. He enters with precision. He sets his risk, and he steps back. The trade plays out. It hits his target. He closes it, records it in his journal, and closes the laptop. One trade, clean execution, profitable session, same market, same day, completely different outcomes. And here is what I need you to understand. Trader B is not more talented than Trader A. He does not have a better strategy or a more sophisticated system. The only difference is that Trader B has mastered the one skill we have been talking about this entire video. He has trained himself to do nothing until the market gives him exactly what he planned for. And that discipline, that single mental shift, is what separates a trader who survives and grows from a trader who stays stuck in the same painful cycle indefinitely. Which trader are you right now? And more importantly, which trader do you want to become? So now you know what strategic patience looks like. You have seen the difference it makes. You understand the psychology behind why most traders never develop it. But understanding something and actually building it are two completely different things. So let me give you exactly what you need to start developing this skill in a practical, measurable way, beginning with your very next trading session. The first thing you need to do is write your trading plan before the market opens, not in your head, not as a rough idea you will remember when the time comes. Written down, every single session. Your plan needs to include the exact price level you are watching, the specific confirmation signal you require, the risk you are willing to accept, and the conditions under which you will not trade at all. When your plan is written, it becomes an external reference point. It removes the in-the-moment decision-making that your brain uses as an opportunity to introduce emotion. You are no longer deciding whether to trade in real time. You already decided before the market opened. Your only job during the session is to check whether the market has met your conditions or not. The second thing you need to start doing immediately is tracking every trade you do not take. Most traders only record the trades they enter, but the CO trades you skip are just as important to your development. Every time you identify a setup that does not fully meet your criteria and you choose not to enter, write it down. Note what you saw, why it did not qualify, and what you felt in that moment. Because building patience is not just about executing well when you trade. It is about recognizing and documenting the moments when discipline told you to stay out. Over time, this practice rewires your relationship with inaction. It trains your brain to associate doing nothing with making a smart decision, rather than missing an opportunity. The third thing you need to implement is a weekly process review. Not a profit and loss review. A process review. At the end of every trading week, sit down and ask yourself one question. Did I follow my rules on every single trade I took this week? Not whether you made money, not whether your setups worked, only whether your execution matched your plan. If the answer is yes, That is a successful week regardless of the financial result. If the answer is no, identify exactly where the breakdown happened and what triggered it. Was it boredom? Was it a losing streak that pushed you into revenge? Trading? Was it a strong market move that made you feel like you were missing out? Find the trigger, name it, and build a specific response for the next time it appears. Patience is not something you either have or you do not. It is something you build one session, one decision, and one disciplined moment at a time. We've covered a lot in this video, and I want to bring it all back to one single point before we close. Millionaire traders are not operating in a different market than you. They are not using secret strategies that are hidden from the public. They do not have access to information you cannot find. What they have is one skill that most traders spend their entire career ignoring: the ability to wait with intention, to do nothing deliberately, to let the market come to them instead of chasing it endlessly and emotionally. And here is what I want you to take away from everything you just watched. Patience is not a personality trait you are either born with or without. It is a trainable discipline. It is built through repetition, through writing your plan before the market opens, through tracking the trades you skip, through reviewing your process every single week without exception, through choosing, consciously and deliberately, to follow your rules even when every instinct in your body is telling you to act right now. Every session you do that, you become a slightly better trader. Every time you sit on your hands instead of forcing a trade, you're pulling yourself further away from the impatience cycle that is draining the accounts of the majority of traders in this market right now. And every time you execute your plan, with precision and walk away, win or lose, you are building something that no course, no indicator, and no strategy can give you. You are building the mindset of a professional. That is what this channel is about. Not quick tips, not magic setups. Real trading psychology that actually changes the way you think, the way you execute, and ultimately the way your account performs over time. If this video gave you something valuable today, hit the like button right now. It helps more traders find this content and start making the same shift you just made. Subscribe if you are serious about developing the mental side of your trading, because there is a lot more coming that you do not want to miss. And drop a comment below telling me, what is the one moment in your trading where patience is hardest for you to maintain? I read every single comment, and your answer might shape the next video on this channel. Until next time, wait with intention, execute with precision, and own every decision you make in this market.